What is up, guys? Today we are going to talk about
stuff we already did.
Stuff we did, but something that I thought was really cool. Basically, I wanted to figure out a way to make this.
Well, we were both kind of talking about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was the other night. We were both looking at the car in the dark and just being like, you know, the front bumper just kind of needed something.
Needs a little something.
A little pop, a little something.
Yeah. So, you know, the sport bumper conversion, as you guys know, if you guys have G37s, if you have a 2010 plus front, it's really hard to justify the sport bumper conversion. If you have like an 08, 09, 07, 08, 09, like I get it because you got to get the headlights already. You don't have a bumper. Yeah, because if you're planning on doing the 2010 front, it's headlights, bumper, garnish, you get all the things, and then it's like, well, if you're gonna do it already, you might as well get the sport bumper, right? That's kind of like the way I would see it.
Because you were showing me some of the other headlights, and they look more angular in this section versus having.
So the G37 07 09 have the same cutout as far as the fender is concerned.
Okay, so this
but
here is different.
They stop right here, or I think they come to here.
They look like a little longer.
Yeah, they come to here and they go straight down.
Okay.
So for the 2010 plus, they made this line sharper.
Okay.
And then the sport bumpers obviously look different than the non-sport bumpers. This is a non-sport bumper. This is a 2010, and it's, you know, the argument has been, do I get the sport front? Because
and the argument has been for a multitude of reasons. It wasn't just cost. That is definitely a big part of it, because like we just kind of like priced out. We were saying it's like $1,500 once it's painted.
It's not cheap. Like let's say you already have the headlights, right? Then if you want to buy a bumper new, because unless you're getting it used, but even the guys who are selling it used, like I saw a used sport bumper with a broken tab for like $650 on Facebook Marketplace. I was like, come on, dude.
And a broken tab? Not for $650. You just buy a new one.
Yeah.
Because the new one is
$864-ish, give or take like $50, shipped from Z1, brand new, unpainted.
That's $864 shipped.
Yeah, okay. And it doesn't include the fog lights, the garnishes for the fog lights, the grille. You can reuse a splash guard, I believe, even from an 07, 09 or a non-sport. You can still reuse it. But for me,
the same too, right?
The grille's the same between the non-sport and the sport for the 2010 plus.
Okay.
But for me, it was like, do I spend $1,500 to upgrade to the sport front because I want something more aggressive? And the answer was no. I just can't justify spending $1,500 on this car because I'd rather get Akabonos.
Yeah,
for the money. You know, it's like if you're talking about where the money should go in the car, I'd rather get Akabonos.
Yeah.
So
and then to bring it to the other point, we both actually kind of think the sport bumper is a bit too angular for this particular.
It's a very sharp, squared off bumper for how rounded the car is.
The entire car is very round.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of hard angles on it.
Yeah. There's very little sharpness. Everything is a little bit round.
Yeah.
So if you want to kind of keep within the theme, so then I just started looking around and I was like, well, how can I make this sport bumper, non-sport bumper, which only has the easy lip. If you guys want to check out the review, I'll put it right there. I've had the easy lip since 2019. It's now 2023 and it's held up extremely well.
Honestly, sick.
Yeah, really well. You know, a couple tears here and there, but like honestly not a big deal. But how do I make this thing more aggressive? The answer was fog light garnishes from a Tesla. Which is
well, you know, the funny part is
he
was texting me about it, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah,
that's kind of how a lot of this goes. I'm just like, dog, I don't know.
Yeah, and you know, like if you guys have followed the channel for a while, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel.
What's up?
Like and subscribe. But we basically like I always like have random ideas for like exterior body work, and for the most part, they seem to come together as far as like.
I agree with that. Yeah.
But I have a tendency to find things that aren't made for the car and try to put them on the car, and
Well, which does note that you bought a cord one.
yes,
Before.
yeah, and that should be noted. I did, in my quest for fog light garnishes, I did buy the Akasaka 20. I want to say it was like 19, 20, 20
So
Accord.
That's the 2018. to
Previous gen.
2022.
Yeah, 2018 to 22.
Yeah.
Akasaka fog light garnishes, and they didn't fit because they were too straight. The bumper has a like straight line.
Yeah.
So I returned those, and then I bought these. Yeah, today, and I bought these. These came a couple days ago. These are from a Tesla Model 3. They are fog light garnishes. If you just look up fog light garnish Tesla Model 3, you'll find them.
Amazon.
Yeah, I would recommend going on Amazon and getting ones that are better rated. And if you look at the curvature of like the bumper versus the garnish, like we really didn't have to. We just basically found it, like moved it until it fit, and it lined up perfectly on top. And
really
then
did, yeah.
obviously there's going to be a little bit of gap here because these are meant to surround the bumper.
A little bit of gap. And
Yeah.
like...
But I actually kind of like it.
No, I actually really like it too. I think
But then we set up a contact point on the bottom, and these are only held on by double stick tape.
we should note that the double stick tape that these did come with was trash. It's really thin.
Yeah, really
not in terms of height,
bad.
actually, but it's really thin in terms of actual thickness that you get for your mounting area.
Yeah.
And so we ripped all that stuff off. We
Yeah.
put some good 3M
And it was
on.
funny because one of the garnishes, the tape like
just-
peeled
yeah,
right off.
right off.
The other one I had to work at it for a second, but even still, I didn't expect it to hold.
Yeah. So we did take all that stuff off. We applied some new good 3M, and we then used a hairdryer to just pretty much heat it and kind of stick it into the garnish.
Yeah.
We didn't put it where the big gap is.
Yeah.
We avoided getting
waste of tape.
Yeah, exactly. And then once we went to put it on the car, while he was peeling off, the excess backing for the tape, I was heating the bumper with the hair dryer, not even a heat gun, just whatever hair dryer. And then we just kind of like worked as a team and lined up, kind of checked.
Yeah.
Finally pressed on and he'd press in the garnish while I was heating around the areas to make sure it is gonna stick.
Yeah. Now, as far as where you want to align it, you do have a little bit of room to play with as far as like if you like where I mounted it versus where you might want to mount it. But this was the best spot for what we thought, especially because of the body lines. Like if you look at the way that the grill slopes up and then that line follows like straight up into the headlight, like the garnish hitting the edge of that line and then the garnish shooting out and ending where the headlight actually ends. It almost kind of looks
that gap between the headlight right there and the bumper, like it actually looks like it lines up very well within it.
So the garnishes follow the flow of the front bumper
really well.
Surprisingly well.
Very well, yeah.
I'm very happy with it. It was $45 for these. I got them in matte black also because I have a matte black grill. I would have probably gotten them in gloss black if it was a slightly different theme. I would have considered gloss black so that they were maybe a little bit more subtle, but I've already have splashes of matte black as far as like the grills, the easy lip, the side splitters, the fog lights, the rear spats and diffuser.
Yeah.
It's all like, and then the belt line chrome delete. Like there's splashes of matte black all over this car.
Yeah.
So it works as far as the matte black is concerned.
I think I actually like it better matte black. Like thinking about it in gloss, I like it better this way, honestly.
Yeah.
I think it looks.
And if you know what this is reminiscent of for me is like the walled kits that you see on like VIP cars, where it's like that really aggressive stuff that you'd see on like a C63.
Yeah.
Or like a Lexus.
Well, and they have a lot of parts like this that do point out in this kind of like angular,
and then they have like matte black accents.
well, like
and stuff
even
that.
the Twin Z kit that we were looking at, the new little add-on piece they have for the Twin Z bumper.
Yeah,
it does.
And that, you know what, that's actually kind of where I started getting the train of thought going.
Gotcha.
Because we were looking at the add-ons that the Twin Z kit has for the 300ZX, which you see over there, which we have yet to do a real true video on it, but the twin turbo over there.
It exists.
But they have these amazing add-ons that just completely changed the look of the bumper.
It's really funny because I actually really didn't like the Twin Z front bumper. I was really 99 plus. You know, that's the way to go. But that add-on piece, like it adds.
It's just so cool.
It adds another
so
dimension
cool.
that looks really good.
Yeah. So that kind of started the train of thought between the bumper conversation and the add-ons for the 300ZX. I was like, there's got to be something I can throw on there to make it look more aggressive without having to do a sport bumper conversion. I think we landed on it.
And we have a little bit more to do.
Yeah.
A little bit more, which I think is going to actually just kind of like take it a step further.
Yeah.
And look really, really cool.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, it's,
so
plans.
ultimately, I'm really happy with how it turned out.
I'm surprised and very happy with how it turned out. Because
Yeah.
like, again, you tell me like, yeah, I bought some Tesla Model 3 things for it. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And then we go to line up, like, oh, this is actually okay,
Like we
yeah.
did a mock-up and it was like, oh, this is actually
Sick.
completely flush up top.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, no, this is great.
So we're like, let's dive into it. So let us know what you guys think. If you think it's cool or dumb or whatever.
That's cool.
I don't, you know, I don't see a lot of people doing things to like really make the non-sport bumper more aggressive, except for like adding a splitter or a front lip.
Yeah.
And you know, those are cool, but there's nothing to really like make the bumper itself more aggressive.
Yeah, nothing that
Yeah.
really makes the bumper stand out in that little bit, like that really nice little way.
Yeah. So let us know what you guys thought of the video in the comments down below. And if you liked the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and we'll see you in the next one.
We appreciate you guys.